Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Superman and Lois, and this is going to be my review for episode 14 for this season, the second last episode, the penultimate episode, otherwise entitled The Eradicator. But of course, we're going to be talking about everything that happened in this episode, all the spoilers and everything like that. So if you've not watched the episode, go away, and then come back later on. But if you have watched the episode, you are continuing on, be sure to let me know your various opinions, thoughts, reactions, everything like that in the comments section down below. In regards to this episode, I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say. What are your predictions for next week as well? I'm always curious to hear them. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, you enjoyed this episode, want to drop a like on the video to show your support and enjoyment levels, I think. But last episode was a while ago because Superman and Lois took a, was it a 4-week break? Was it about a month break? I can't remember how long it's been since an episode aired, but they took a break because of the Olympics, I think it was their reasoning. So about 2 or 3 week break. But last episode, the main thing to really think of going to this episode is, well, that the Lang or Cushing family are not very much liked within Smallville at the moment, but also Morgan Edge is on his way to becoming the Eradicator. That's where we left off last episode. But speaking of last episode, that's where we pretty much pick up. We pick up from the end of last episode with Morgan Edge like absorbing the sun directly, not just absorbing like the sun's rays and everything like that, but like absorbing the actual energy from the sun with the Kryptonian consciousnesses pushing him forward to becoming the Eradicator. So he was there for a while because then we cut ahead 3 weeks. And he's still, by the way, he's still doing this during this whole 3 weeks. So it took a while, but we cut ahead to 3 weeks later where Morgan Edge is, I'm going to call him Morgan Edge. I know it's Talrow, but Morgan Edge it's easier because everyone refers to him as Morgan Edge. But yeah, we cut ahead 3 weeks later where Morgan Edge is still a threat out there to the Smallville public and just to the Kent family as a whole. And Lana Lang has also had an open house inspection. So a decent amount has happened within this 3 week period. Like there's been a lot of decision making and stuff like that. All the while, that article against the DOD, which was set up last episode, or greenlit if you want to call it last episode, has hit the public. And yeah, there's just a lot going on without Morgan Edge even being in Smallville. A lot of drama. Just always drama going on at Smallville. But we did have Clark's chat to Lana about her leaving Smallville and about Smallville not being what it was, you know, and just to find yourself again, like Clark did that back in the day, to move on and find that other side of his life. And this is just sort of reciprocated by Sarah Cushing talking about how no one in their right mind is going to be moving to Smallville anytime soon. And while the offers on her house are always going to be either low or they're just not going to happen at all, you know, people are just rushing out of Smallville rather than, you know, rushing in. And then when Chrissy receives an offer for the Smallville Gazette, which is one that she almost like has to take due to the dwindling people interested within Smallville, we're quickly just seeing multiple signs of just Smallville just degrading, not even like at a slow pace. It's almost like just chucking something in acid, like just quickly just falling apart. And to add on to this, we have a drama at the high school between the Smallville residents and the DOD. There's just a lack of clarity around where Morgan Edge is and what is truly going on. And just it's just not letting anyone sleep easy. It's just like, well, what's going on in this town? It doesn't really help when Derek Powell's mother shows up and just adds to the drama and tension. Man, if Smallville was a stress ball, you wouldn't be able to see it. It'd be that much squeezed. It'd be ridiculous. But even through the episode as it played out, the episode was almost leading us to believe that the Cushings would end up staying in Smallville. Like, oh no, they can get through it. But then Kyle ends up getting an offer for a job in another county anyway, which changes plans once again, which upsets Sarah. Intrigued to see where that plays off into next episode. But just speaking of some connectivity within the Arrowverse, we did have Jonathan and Jordan go to a party while a lot is going on the outside of it. Yeah, they witness what goes on outside of it from the party, but it's sort of just to keep them doing something, if that makes sense. And we learned that Tegan, who, you know, like was the girl that Jonathan was with last episode, who was just trying to get information off him, but then sort of, you know, apologizes for that in this episode, is actually from Central City and moved to Smallville after her dad went to prison, which would most likely be Iron Heights. I was wondering if they were going to name drop him being like a metahuman or something like that, or a part of something, but they just sort of kept it there, which I guess is fair enough, but I guess it was cool to hear Central City, because it's the first time I think they've mentioned Central City on this show or anything to do with the Flash. But yeah, Morgan Edge has just been chilling up in space for 3 weeks, going on a month, but he gains his full power. He becomes the Eradicator, and he ends up going to Earth and breaking out Leslie La. But they aren't heading to Smallville, which everyone was worrying about. It's like, well, when's he going to come back? Is he going to come back to Smallville? Is he going to try and kill us all? What's going on there? They're actually heading to Metropolis. And it isn't just Morgan and Leslie Lahr. There are more affected people in Metropolis that take off. And that's because Morgan is able to do it himself, because he is actually the living and breathing Eradicator. He can do exactly what that device was doing. So he can give people these powers, which is scary, which is incredibly scary. He could go to any country in the world and do it if he wanted to. Will they do that? Probably not, because it's better to try and keep it contained. You can argue there's a plot hole, but maybe he does it next episode. Who knows? He might be in Spain next episode. He might be in Mexico. He might be in friggin' Antarctica with some penguins. Who knows what's going to happen there? That's a scary thought. Kryptonian penguins. Okay, yeah, I don't really want to think about that too much. Or polar bears. Anyway, it could be scary. But regardless, what's happening in Metropolis now is what happened in John Henry Irons' flashback. It's happening right now. The nightmare's becoming reality. Uh-oh. And this is really hammered home when we see Lois go to the GBS rooftop to report on what's happening in Metropolis to the people. And her death from John's Earth almost happens again in the daytime, because I think it was at nighttime in the other Earth's clip, with Leslie Lahr, however. Not the evil Kal-El coming up. It's actually Leslie Lahr. But John gets in contact with his kinetic hammer, or John Henry Irons, aka Steel, gets in contact with his kinetic hammer just in time to save her, which was pretty handy. Now, as I said, we did have Jonathan and Jordan at that party. Now, General Lane goes there. Obviously, he could have busted them all for underage drinking. Hey, party pooper, here are the cops. General Lane actually played it cool for a bit, even though he's still staying, in that very militarian mood, if you want to call it. But he does pick up Jonathan, Jordan, as well as Sarah to take them home. However, there's a bit of a run-in, isn't there? There's a bit of a run-in on the way home. They run into not just a cow that's crossing the street, not a goat. It's Morgan Edge. It's probably the worst type of farm animal you could run into. Morgan Edge on the way home. Not even Morgan Edge, the Eradicator. Like, he's not even Morgan at the moment. He's just like this completely different being. But he hits them, flips the car, causing just a tiny bit of damage, I guess you could say, aka a lot, with Morgan then taking Jordan away with him. Now, Morgan uses his newly acquired abilities to embed Jordan, not just with some random consciousness. Like, at first, I thought it was going to be Zod. I thought they were maybe he's going to put the Zod conscious that was originally in Clark or Kal-El, maybe put him in Jordan. I thought, is it going to be some like weird other son, maybe like a Superboy thing, or something along those lines. But no, it's actually the consciousness of his own father, Zeta Rho. Zeta Rho his consciousness gets put into Jordan's body. And as we know, Jordan's, even if the whole Kryptonian thing wasn't there, like the, embedding powers, he would still, I guess, have the powers, if that makes sense, because he's the son of Superman, so there could be some way to like tweak that and make him a bit more powerful. So I am so intrigued to see what happens next episode in regards to that. But of course, we did have Clark trying to find him and failing. So I do wonder how long it'll be kept in the dark that Jordan is still alive, even though I think they would assume that Jordan's going to be changed into a Kryptonian, or not get changed, like get embedded with a Kryptonian consciousness. I think that's what they assume is going to happen. I don't think they're just going to randomly find like Jordan's head on a spike or something like that. I think they know what's happening. But there was even a bit when I thought when Jordan got taken out of the car that Jonathan was going to run out and for some reason would just be able to fly or something like that. That was just like one of those Pagey moments. I had one of those stupid moments in my head. But I was like, is that why he's telling Sarah to go away? But no, that didn't happen. But man, I'll tell you what, they set up one hell of a finale. Like, I remember when they saw those set photos for this fight between Leslie Lahr, Steel, Superman and stuff. I thought this was from the finale. I think it was from the finale. So maybe they tricked people with the set photo filming, or the set photo in regards to what they were filming. But yeah, so I'm incredibly excited to see what happens next week, because they set up one hell of a finale with all of this happening. And I don't think Jordan will be the only one being controlled. I'm pretty sure Morgan will be definitely embedding more consciousnesses within other residents of Earth. So let's see what they do. And of course, it will be interesting to see how they set up next season, because I'm sure they will, because there's going to be a bit of a break between this season and next season. I think next season won't premiere till probably February, maybe end of January next year. So there's going to be a bit of a break. So hopefully there's a good cliffhanger to make us go, what the hell? So let's see what they do. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support and just excitement from the episode and what you thought. Of course, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought and what you're expecting from next week's finale. Yeah, very curious to hear what you guys might have to say about that. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.